evening, everybody. Welcome to the Elijah Sisters podcast. We're so excited to be here with you all tonight. It is already the month of June. I cannot believe we are halfway through the year. Where does this time go by? I was sitting here tonight getting ready and I was just like, we are halfway through this year and I can't believe that we have already spent 6 months with you all this year. And I have enjoyed every single moment. But my gosh, all this time has gone by and we have to figure out what to do with the next 6 months before it gets away from us, and we'll be saying Merry Christmas to you all before we know it. It seems like when I was a kid, it took forever to get to the summer. And now, as soon as you say Happy New Year, the kids are out of school.
It does seem very fast.
Chantalie, how are you doing with the summer already?
Recovering.
Are your kids ready for the summertime?
Yep, they're recovering. I mean, not they're recovering. I'm like, yeah, they're recovering. Yeah, they're ready.
Wow. I remember that I couldn't wait till June. I couldn't wait till the summertime. When I was in school, I absolutely could wait for it as a parent when my kids were in school, for sure. But it is summertime. It goes by so fast when you're a parent and so slow when you're a kid. The difference in time. But here we are, and it looks like it's going to be a hot one. I know here in Colorado, it got up. I don't know what the temperature is where you all are. What is the temperature in Arkansas and South Carolina?
90s here in Arkansas.
Yeah, we're going back because we were in the 80s. It was cool, but now we're going back to the 90s. It's going back up.
Bless you,
yeah. So I already know it's gonna be in the hundreds or something.
Yeah. They were predicting a quite the warm summer. So stay hydrated and stay in cool atmospheres as much as possible. So here we are. And the beauty about the summer for us, and we'll mention it later on in the show, is one very special lady is celebrating her birthday this month, and that is our mom. Her birthday is actually tomorrow, June the 8th. So ahead of time, we're going to go ahead and say happy birthday to you, Mom, and we'll say it again later on the show. But also our grandfather, our dad's dad, turns 96 tomorrow. Can you believe it? We are blessed to still have our paternal grandfather here on this earth with us. And so happy birthday to you, our grandfather Isaiah Elijah Sr. And so we get to celebrate 2 birthdays tomorrow. Yes. And so we're so excited about that. As we get ready to start the show, if you're on our YouTube channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the content. We don't want you to miss anything that's coming up. We want you to always stay in the know and stay alerted to everything that's coming up. In addition to our amazing podcast, all 3 of us have different types of content that comes up, and we don't want you to miss anything. Why would you? It's all phenomenal. We don't want you to miss anything that's coming up. So let's get into some hot topics before we get into our show, and today is a fabulous show. Sister Act 2 turned 30 this year. Can you believe that? Ooh. 30 years ago. Wow. Sister Act. That made me feel so old. I felt nostalgic and quite frankly did not appreciate that at all when I saw it on The View this week. So I was 16 years old when Sister Act 2 came out. I enjoyed both movies, but I really loved Sister Act 2, and I think it was because of the kid in the second. I think for most people and our age demographic kind of identified with it a little bit more. And so most of the cast was on The View with Whoopi Goldberg this week, as well as the producers and the directors and the musical directors. And it was just so beautiful, so nostalgic to see them 30 years later, hear their stories of their auditions and being on the set, their tales of working with Miss Goldberg, what that meant to them. And then they came together and sang Oh Happy Day, and the iconic version of Joyful. Oh my God. Still amazing, still phenomenal 30 years later. And at the end of the song, Goldberg broke down in tears at the end of Joyful. And you know what? So did I. It just, it brought me back to a time, and I think I felt what she felt. It was just beautiful. You felt the love, you felt the spirit of the moment of it. But she made a statement earlier on the show, and she said, "Who's had a luckier life than me, a more blessed life than me?" Aww. And I think it was that you felt it in that moment, that all of these young people, now older, came back truly to just simply say thank you for their moments. A lot of them, it was their first audition or one of their beginning transitions into act, and so you just felt, and it was beautiful. So if you hadn't seen it, it's on all over you, basically going viral at this point. You got to check it out. And it made me want to see Sister Act 2 all over again and anticipate Sister Act 3 and what that's going to. So it was beautiful. Dolly Parton has announced the Broadway musical of her life coming to the stage in 2026. Can you believe that?
Okay. All right, Miss Ma'am.
It will be inspired totally by her life and her trailblazing career. And it will be aptly entitled "Hello, I'm Dolly," and I am here for it.
I definitely want to see that.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go.
She already got an interesting story, so I definitely want to.
We had MJ come out. Princess is supposed to come out in 2025, and then hers will come out in 2000.
I watched the one Tina Turner's, the one Tina Turner did.
She said, "I've lived my whole life show on stage."
Aww.
I think that's just beautiful in that crew.
That's cute. That's good.
I was trying to think, what songs do I need her to have in this show? I mean, I'm gonna have to have "I Will Always Love You."
Yeah.
I think every one of her songs would fit. I think we're just gonna have to see, and how much of it possibly in her write it, direct it. But I'm interested to see what it looks. This lady's gonna keep going. I think till the very end. She's just rolling out the mill. She's just coming up with stuff. So come on, Miss Dolly, we're here for it.
Really?
Speaking of Dolly Parton, Jennifer Aniston and her production company are working on a reimagining of 9-5.
Okay, I thought I heard about that. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it.
Yeah,
okay.
But it's happening. They didn't call me. They didn't email me or contact me. So it's going forward.
You said Jennifer Aniston, right?
Yeah, and actually Jennifer Aniston will be portraying Dolly Parton's character from 9 to 5 in the movie. So it's not a reboot. It's not a remake. It's a reimagining. Those are all three different things.
Yeah.
So like a reimagining is like Bel Air is a reimagining from Fresh Prince.
That's better.
So it's pulling component of the original into something.
I like that better.
So, I think a reimagining is safer than a remake. Right. I think a remake too much because it's so iconic and it means so much. So a reimagining, I think done respectfully will be good. What I did like hearing was all three original actresses, Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, and Dolly Parton have given their blessings. They're all excited. They're all honored. And looking forward to see how it's going to look on the big screen.
Okay.
If they like it, I love it,
we love Jennifer Aniston. We love her, so.
Yeah.
I love me some Jen.
I trust.
Well, if you were anything like me 2 years ago when WandaVision hit Disney Plus, you were an addict.
Girl, binge. Okay.
I promise I watched it about 5 times all the way through.
Okay.
And I'm not even a Marvel or MCU person.
Oh, I missed so many movies. I was like, I'm watching it. I don't care. I do not. I'm not. I was like, I'm not going back to watch everything to catch up. I just want to see this show.
I just want to watch it. That's all I needed. So if you were like me also, once WandaVision was over, I literally was like, okay, now what am I supposed to do? Right? So they now have finally given us the answer with Agatha all through, and it picked.
I'm so not surprised.
Didn't I know? I mean, they should have been working on that subsequently.
Well, I'm glad they took some time though, because they could have just threw it out. So maybe it's better because they took a little time to make sure it's done. They did.
It does pick up at where WandaVision left off. It's going to answer questions about Agatha Harkness and where she's been, what's been going on with her. Exactly.
She's been somewhere being nasty.
Of course. What else would she be doing?
Most likely. Did y'all see the Doctor Strange movie that
that's on my list to watch.
No.
That's on my list.
I
haven't got to it yet.
I wonder if Agatha was she liked to be sneakily behind.
She was connected to that. I know she's in it.
She wasn't in the Doctor Strange movie.
No.
She was connected to it. They're connecting all of those though.
I'm pretty sure they are. And that's what I want to see, how she was connected to it.
Yeah, they'll probably. Yeah,
they're all connected, and Agatha All the Way is set to hit Disney Plus on September 18th. It's already on my calendar.
Oh, this year. Okay, cool. Yep. Thank
we
you.
may have to
Appreciate
do a group watch on that.
Right.
All right, shifting gear. We've been waiting for it. Have you heard Eminem's Houdini? Because it dropped.
a few times. What did he say?
I heard about it. I heard a clip of him saying something about Megan Thee Stallion, and I was just like, you know what, I'm good.
I actually not to you. What I'm saying, I actually heard it, and I'm like, I don't think that for me, that's how I took it. I don't think he was saying it how everybody jumped to say. I personally don't think. I personally don't.
I don't think he was saying it like that either. But just from the clip I heard, I could tell that it wasn't my Eminem, and so I was good.
Because I already heard previous other pieces, connected to other stuff. Here's what I took from it, because it's the beat to Guess Who's Back, Shady's Back.
Yeah, it's very
it reminded me of when I first heard Slim Shady, and I was like, he ain't gonna be around, like, because I just didn't like Slim Shady at all.
He was a lot at the beginning. He was a lot.
Everything after that, I didn't, because it was like really cartoony. But everything after that, I was like, oh, he's got it. So I just felt like to me, I was like, oh, he's taking us back to the beginning, because I just heard the tracks before that, and I'm like, oh, he's back. He's 100%.
Yeah,
so I love it.
And it's very obvious.
I absolutely love
it. Going to. It's very to me, just because I'm an Eminem fan, period. Like, it is what it is. Take it as. But it's very obvious to me it's about to be a whole lot of connecting stuff with his videos and stuff, because of, for him to bring back Slim Shady. Like, that is, like, he brought back Slim Shady in this video. So it's like, he about to do some stuff, because Slim Shady is like a whole nother part of him. That's the lot part.
He been going for a grip.
So I'm like, okay.
Slim has been going for a very long time.
Yeah. So I'm like, it's about to be, he's about to do I can tell he's about to do a whole thing with that. Because he ain't brought, Slim been gone for a minute, and you're okay. That's even where I kind of was on some parts, and people were like, I can't believe he said that. First of all, it's Eminem. Why are we clutching pearls? You don't have to like him, but you surprised Eminem saying something?
Anybody that can't believe that Eminem said anything has never listened to him.
For real, like,
you should be surprised about anything come out of his mouth.
That's the thing, like, really, and it's like, I'll put it this way: if y'all are all confused on if it was a dig or not, then 9 times out of 10 it wasn't a dig. Because when it is a dig, we're all aware. I'm just saying, we're all clear. But yeah, I've heard Houdini. I personally like it. I mean, obviously it's not my favorite of his by far, but I did like it, and I want to see what he does with his new other music.
Even with that, I felt like
to come back together. That's all.
Who?
I felt like even with that, he's just giving us an appetizer. That's just, he's like, hold on, it's coming.
Yeah,
that's how I felt. So I'm sorry. He's about to bring the thunder. Just hold on.
Yeah, that's something I'm excited about. New music.
Speaking of new music, Meghan Trainor dropped her album Timeless today, and in my opinion, it's her best album ever. It is phenomenal. To me, Meghan Trainor is known for her music that's bop. This album is all bop, and she's got some house type music. She's got some disco in there. She's got it's just you bop from beginning to end. I literally listened to it from midnight till right before we got on today. Is nonstop. Is that good? And I'm team Meghan.
Yeah, because I'm not necessarily a fan, but I am a Meghan defender, because I don't like a lot of folks who just not liking her, and I was just like, am I missing something? Like, did she do where's this Meghan Trainor hate? I'm befuddled. So I'm excited about it.
She's got some hip hop stuff in there. She got 2 tracks she did with T-Pain. She's got some bangers in there. She does. She went in. So
I'm not surprised. She can put out a good bop now.
Yeah. She got a couple empowering. She got some make you feel good to be a woman. It's good. It's good. Proud of it. All right. Well, ladies, a moment of silence for the J-Lo. She canceled her tour last week.
What else you got?
Yeah. I saw that. I was, oh no, J-Lo.
She just couldn't get her tickets to sell. So reports were that some of her tickets were going as low as $10, and she still wasn't getting tickets.
Oh my gosh, that's bad.
That's bad.
I do agree with some of the different media reporters were saying, I just think sometimes you do have to give your fans a moment to miss you. Like, she was doing so much that why should people come out, pay to a concert when they've been seeing you? I do think sometimes people need a break, you know.
Yeah.
I know how the general public feels about, but I'm like, I do kind of feel bad. Like, first, let's be clear, I don't know. She's never. I can't feel that kind of level of emotion for her. But I'm like, I do feel, because at the least, that's embarrassing. At the very least,
I felt the same way.
Like,
yeah,
because of the level she is at. I mean, even though her tickets didn't sell, I mean, she's not like an unknown. She's been in the game for a long time, and you did a tour and you had to cancel it because even the $10 tickets weren't set. Like, that's embarrassing. And you already know, not only is it just embarrassing, people are going to just kind of be like, oh wow, people are going to be doing things that's going to be making fun of you publicly. They're going to be. It's like that's for me personally. I could feel bad for her in that, because I just can't imagine that feeling of that level.
Right. On top of that, there's her and Bean getting divorced too.
Yeah.
Right.
And then everybody's blaming. It's like, it's just, I can feel bad for her if nothing else. Like, that's a lot.
I wouldn't want that for her. I wish, and I know that this was and see, the thing about it too was this tour was supposed to solidify her Las Vegas residency, because
I think she lost it.
She did. This tour was supposed to see, when they give you a residency, it's based off of how successful your tour was. So she was supposed to finish this tour, and the residency was supposed to be like
almost right
secure
after,
like $90 million. But they're not going back to the residency if you couldn't even secure the tour.
Yeah.
So she lost the residency because
that's so sad. Because she would have been really good in Las Vegas.
I think she'd have been phenomenal in Las Vegas. I would have gone to see her in Las Vegas. Because one thing I definitely can see, now I will go on YouTube and watch her performances. She can perform.
Oh yes,
she can perform.
Like, even though I know a lot of people like to lie as are spreading these falsehoods, she's not the greatest singer. We all couldn't admit that, but she's a good performer. She's entertaining to watch.
Amazing performer.
She's entertaining to watch. Period. And probably because you can tell she enjoys doing it, so she's entertaining to watch. So yeah, I feel for her. I do feel for her.
I wish, and I mean, I'm not in her pockets. I wish that maybe, I mean, when you're at her level, of course, the tour is backed and booked sometime even a year or so out, if not even 2 years. I wish that maybe she could have shortened the tour.
Not as
versus
many days.
Cancel all of it. But I do know, even from her reps, that she decided to just stay home. So I think it was twofold. It was the money and then whatever is personally going on at home. But because I do know some artists will do that, they'll just cancel certain dates or shorten it. But I won't be.
Yeah, they said she should have put more of her hits on there. She was trying to do new music.
Yeah, she was really trying to. The tour was basically the new album, and I'm like, Jennifer, as much as we all have agreed in the sister circle that you are entertaining. You are not the artist that can do a tour on all new music. You are just.
That's what I'm
you're
saying.
not. You're not.
See, you can't do a Renaissance tour.
It even did old stuff.
She still did older stuff.
Yes, like you. Jennifer.
That's what Wendy Williams used to tell people all the time. She used to say on her show all the time, just please do your hits. Don't be trying to shove nothing new down our throats.
No, you like the reason Beyonce can do basically all the Renaissance like that and sell that tour is because, first of all, she's Beyonce, so but I don't like to compare, especially with, but I'm like, artists that can do that, like do a tour, like Usher did his tour was his newer stuff. It was some other people that went on tour that toured with their newer stuff. Justin Timberlake, they just, their audiences used to be like, okay, we're going to listen to your new stuff, and they like their albums in a way. Jennifer Lopez is has been more an entertainment artist. So people are really coming to see you do your old stuff. They like to see you dance.
Yeah,
like
Justin Timberlake and Usher are singers.
Yeah, like that. But I'm saying, like, they're coming to see you do the stuff that, like, what's the video with the lasers from back in the 2000s, like that kind of stuff. Like, it's like this, they want to see that. And then if you throw some new stuff in, okay, throw some new stuff in. But you should be doing your hits.
But because I went to go see the Beyonce's documentary, which is basically most of the whole concert, and I've seen more than one of Justin Timberlake's whole concert before. When you have to look at their whole catalog, right? So when they can do a whole new show, or even Usher, you have to look at their whole catalog. So they can put a new album out, but when you go to their show, their catalog is so vast. They can weave in so many of their old stuff that you like. Beyonce literally still did like 30 songs.
Yes.
Like but they're like a minute and a half. So like you're getting so much. J-Lo's catalog, her hit catalog, is not that large.
It's really not. She's done a lot of music, but she has not had a lot of. She just has. And then the stuff that you do have that's hits are mostly all dance stuff. Dance hits.
And
radio
you gotta
hits.
think about how much she's on other people's tracks.
Yeah. Like you were just a different type of artist. Your career was never, I can't wait for Jennifer Lopez's new album to come out. Like, even when she was way more popular in a way, I don't remember ever hearing anybody say that. Like, I just don't remember anybody being like, "Ooh, I can't wait for her new album." Ooh, that's never really what I heard. Like, she had some top chart dance songs that were like high up, but like she flew too close to the sun. You flew too close to the sun.
Locking with her, but I give her credit.
So. Yeah. I stay with your family, work on your life. Just kind of stay away from everything for a minute and recover mentally, emotionally, financially, J-Lo, and just focus on your act. Because I'm saying her acting got better and better the more she did stuff. Girl, maybe just back off the music. Just kind of just take a break. Take a time out. Take a chill pill. But I'm wishing the best for the Lopez, Affleck, whoever all the names that everybody's just the fan. Y'all just rest. Everybody rest.
Well, lastly, I'm sure that you all have seen it on the internet. It's all over Beyonce and Obama's internet. This 63-year-old pastor has been defending his marriage to his 19-year-old wife.
I saw the video. I ain't click on it. I'm so tired of that. I'm so tired of it. I don't know nothing you gotta say.
Because is that the same one from a couple years ago?
No. Well, they got married 2 years ago, but it's been taking on a life of its own in the last couple of weeks.
That's what I'm saying. That's the one I'm thinking about. I already had issues with him. You used to want to marry her at 18, and I'm like, yeah, that's not weird.
Somebody at 18, and you was dating him before that.
He met her when she was 16 at, I guess, their church's camp or school camp, I guess, that they had. And I guess he would be counseling her at different times. So, of course, a lot of people are complaining, including church members, that, you can't help but believe that he was grooming her. I
don't know what else I should think. That y'all just suddenly fell in love at 18?
It's that there's this video that's just all over the internet with him in his pulpit, and you better not say nothing to my wife Jordan, but hello to her, and that he's threatening people, and that he'll get up in his face and I'll hurt you and I'll go to jail over her. And I'm like, what are people supposed to say? And he keeps standing on this, that she's grown, she didn't have to get nobody's permission to marry me. First of all, Shani and I are over 40. Angelique is almost 40. Also, all of us are 19.
Adult.
19 is barely grown.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't use the word grown. I would use the term as what it should be. She's a legal adult. That's all I can give. She's not grown. She's not grown. And I feel like that about even 18 and 19-year-olds that are not married and just living their life in the world. You are not grown at 18, 19. You're just not. You aren't. And I mean, he told us, don't say anything to her. Well, I wouldn't say anything to her. I would say something to you, Papa.
I also don't think I could have stayed at that church. Like,
oh, no, I wouldn't have. and it would have. And the thing is, he's for some reason making it seem like people have issue with her, and I don't like that he's doing that. The issue,
no, my issue with you.
Thank you. Y'all, you trying to flip to me like people got an issue with her. No. See, no. Folks is like, for you to marry a young woman, a teenager, at 18, are we supposed to believe that just out of the blue, at 18, you were just like, all of a sudden, y'all was like, we love each other, we want to get married? Like, is that, like, I'm not buying what you're selling. You could not, that literally makes no sense. You were doing something with her before she was legal. And you could sit here and say you weren't. He could make all kind of weird excuses. I'll throw it allegedly in there to make us all safe. But, sir.
Well, if he was grooming her, I don't know that he was, but I know, because he could have been telling her what God is telling him. He could have been, but then that makes him even more horrible.
Yeah.
If she totally had her trust in him as her pastor, as a man of God, that's possible. She's very young.
Yes.
If they're, because it doesn't say a whole lot about her whole family pictures. I don't know where her father was or any of those things. So you don't know how vulnerable she was. And to me, she had to have been. I could not imagine being 18 telling my very present father.
What? Well, 18.
Yeah, I was marrying a 62-year-old man, and it going over any kind of okay.
When we all were 18 at our different times, that at 63, he would have been older than our parents. When we all reached 18 at our different ages, he would have still been older than our parents. So,
that ship wasn't gonna sail.
No.
That dog wasn't gonna hunt.
No. Like, I'm like, I know. Like, obviously.
And you call yourself a pass? It'd have been better for me to find a dude in the street. Like,
thank you. And like the fact he said he was counseling, I'm like, that's already making it look like you had too much contact with her pre-18 for me to just buy.
Now that was
18.
When I first heard the story, I didn't know that. So when I like really delved into it, that was too much isolated. Like, how much counseling sessions you need? Like, she needed to be with an actual therapist. Like, that to me was too much stress from her family. That no sir. Mm-hmm. So that's concerning to me. So when I see their pictures as a couple, it's so uncomfortable to me.
It literally just looks like a granddaughter sitting with her papa. That's all I see. That's all I see. I do not see a husband and a wife. I see, if I didn't know and somebody just showed me that picture, I'm like, oh, he's taking a picture with his granddaughter. That's what it does. That's all I see, because she looks young.
And it's his aggression. Young. It's the way that he talks. Like, if you genuinely loved her, if you were trying to sell me that God really revealed that's your wife, and this is a pure relationship, why are you so aggressive? Why are you so angry? Why are you so threatening?
And his aggressiveness also makes me concerned about any interaction he had with her privately. So I'm just like, if you publicly this aggressive, you are a red flag. You are. Obviously, I don't have proof of untoward happened. Okay. I know what it looked like to me, and I know what it looked like, and it is what it is.
So I guess the church members are doing an investigation, and I believe there's some concern that there's record of him having inappropriate contact with children. Previous church he was at. What? But my thing is, nobody knew this prior to you hiring.
You had to wait till he had a almost child bride before y'all was like, something odd. Like, okay.
Anyway,
no, yeah, but I definitely would not have stated. I would have been like, yeah, no,
first lady.
No, I can't do it.
Well, Angelique, it is summertime, and it is, most people probably don't know, it is National Rum Punch Month. Well, I'm going to be making them some punches this month. And so we got family get-togethers, we got cookouts coming. Can you give us some fun, tasty punch recipes that we can take to our gathering?
Of course. Now, I did not know it was this many different type.
Really?
Before I
was making some punches.
I was thinking, I thought it was like a couple, here and there. Like, I was like, oh, it's probably this, like this, and I was like, some I had heard of. But when I looked, I said, wait a minute, this is several pages that I'm.
Oh my God!
Look at that. So I picked out a handful.
Okay.
Just to start. So, and I'm gonna say the one I definitely two that I definitely want. So one of them is just the regular old summertime rum punch, just basic. Start.
Now, is this Christian rum?
Sure. It's blessed as best. And if you want to make it virgin for whatever reason, you can just. They said add water. I say add like a ginger ale or Sprite if you don't want to use. And that's just orange juice. Pineapple juice, cranberry juice, and then your white. Basic, simple summertime. Boom. Then they got
that sounds so refreshing.
Just and they say use crushed ice, or if you live certain places, you can get that Sonic ice by the bag.
Girl.
Good, the little crushed, little pepper,
like Sonic,
little pepper ice. Another one is the Jamaican rum punches. That's another one I've heard of. That's what I thought it was. Okay, that's one of the ones and that's just rum, light and dark rum, coconut rum, pineapple juice, orange juice, lime juice, grenadine, and then you can add some garnish. I said that. So it's very similar to the summertime. Some of them are similar. This one I saw that I was like, this is very watermelon. Girl. Ooh. I said, excuse me.
Shut your face.
Excuse? Shut your mouth and keep on. I said, excuse? Wait a minute. What we talking about? And that one is cubed watermelon, pineapple chunk, lime juice, white
Johnny,
rum.
you all right?
My lord. lime juice, white rum, lemon lime soda. And lemon lime soda on that. And I was like, okay.
Made me see my husband to the
Okay.
grocery store.
I said, okay, I see how you do it. I see how you do it. And the ingredients on that are like very innocent. I think the most thing you'll spend is the rum if you want to get a good
rum. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Another one that sounds good, never heard of, iced tea rum. And that one I say would be probably good to try as a Arnold Palmer rum punch too. And a lemonade, just a little, double up, make some options. And that was green tea, herbal mint, light rum, lime juice, simple syrup, and
Okay.
The one I'm looking forward to trying though, that I'm excited about.
Lean in and get close. All right.
I don't know if you will, but this is doing something for me. The habanero rum. That's how I say it. That's what I said for me because I like a little kick. But it's sweet and
I like nothing spicy.
No, y'all don't like spice. But this one is pineapple juice, orange juice, lime juice, grenadine, simple syrup, habanero hot sauce, white rum, and coconut rum.
No,
so
just
really,
tell me how it is.
Yeah. I was like, because I've tried some stuff that's like I've had some stuff that's like habanero in it, and it actually does go weirdly well with like sweet stuff in cocktails. I'm like, that's a different flavor.
I can see that, but I don't like spicy.
Y'all are
spicy either.
Y'all got
that watermelon though.
Yeah, but I was like the water. I think the habanero and the watermelon, I think I really want. But I saw pineapple, I saw tropical, I saw cherry, I saw cranberry rum. I was like, good. Basically, if it could be put into a beverage, there's a rum punch version. If you can consume it in any way, if it's something you can consume, somebody probably made a rum punch. I was like, okay, well. But those are the ones that I picked out that really stuck out to me, or else I'll be in all night naming. But try
are you gonna post those recipes?
I will put the links in our description. And I might post some of them, like some of these on our socials too. But I definitely make sure I put the links for the recipe.
Okay, because I'm usually strictly a wine woman, but I'll try some rum.
Okay, now when you why now this does not have anything to do directly with that, but it's when you said the why. When this is funny, and we're gonna move on to your section, Jocelyn. I was watching the video about this lady that got pulled over by the police. It was a white lady, and she got pulled over because they thought she might be something going on with her. So they did all the tests, checked her everything on the scene. They go in her car, front seat, behind the front seat, half empty, open bottle of wine. Front seat, another full bottle. Front seat, empty bottle. They go to the back of the SUV. 2 or 3 half empty bottles. 3 or 4 full bottles of just wine.
You trying to get alcohol poisoning that shit?
So I'm gonna send y'all the video because honestly it's hilarious. So they
been over a course of some days.
Yeah, not how she was acting. She probably was knocking out something on the go. So they do all this stuff to get her. They get her and finally get her back into the she was on the ground kicking up. This is the older white lady kicking her legs, screaming and hollering. Nobody was touching her. She was handcuffed. Nobody was touching her. She started screaming, "You're hurt! I can't breathe!" I'm sorry. Which one? Wait. She just jumped. So they finally get her in the back of the SUV, in the back of the police SUV. They pull it away. The female police officer rolls out the window. She says, "Apparently, I'm choking her." Now she in the back seat handcuffed. The cop driving. She in the back screaming, "She's choking me!" Where? Where is she choking you? How? They get her to the station. They about to handcuff her finally take her still behind the jail. They try to handcuff her. She screams out, "Stop! I'm having breast cancer."
She said, "What?
Stop! I'm having breast cancer."
I'm done.
Stop! I'm having breast cancer.
Yeah, that was all in one day.
I gotta say, it's a longer video, but I have never laughed so hard because nobody got hurt. It was just pure insanity for like 20 minutes. It was just what. All I keep saying, what is happening? What is going on? Like even the other cops were like, what is happening? So when you say why, that just make sure if somebody's trying to handcuff you, just make sure you don't start having breast cancer.
Are you having a baby or do you have breast cancer?
Stop, I'm having breast cancer. Don't handcuff me, I'm having it.
That's embarrassing.
Every time I hear a story about drunk driving, I always think about Reno 911.
Oh my gosh.
The sad part is, if somebody had a clip certain scenes, it was like, this is a new Reno 911 scene, you would believe it. It was that crazy. You would be like, oh, is this part of the new season? It was insanity. It was just, but that was just funny to me. That was hilarious. I might link that in our description. Y'all can go enjoy your day.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, put that Reno 911 clip and that one you was talking about in the fun.
Man, he did all that. She was like, "Oh yeah, no, you're going to jail." Yeah, no, you're still going to jail. And he had that Gregory down. And she was like, "Oh," he was like, "So I can go." She was like, "Oh no, you're very drunk." Oh no.
Yeah, don't start with Reno 911. That was my show.
Right. Okay. So yesterday was the new moon, and yes. I do Vedic astrology. So in Vedic astrology, it's a little different from Western astrology. So if you focus on Western astrology, then the new moon would have been in the zodiac sign Gemini. But I do Vedic astrology, so usually everything is like one zodiac sign behind. And the new moon yesterday was in the zodiac sign Taurus. So since we're focusing on health, I wanted to talk about the health connect with the zodiac sign Taurus, because they might come up for some of us in our lives, especially if we already are experiencing issues with them. Okay, so some things that we might have some type of issues or challenges, or just need to have some more awareness around is our physique and our stamina. Okay, and that's because Taurus is known for being strong, sturdy, because it's the animal that represents Taurus is the bull. Okay, and they usually have a lot of stamina and have the potential for a constant. So if we need more energy, if we need focus on our physical body, then this month, the next 30 days during this moon cycle is a good time to focus on that. The ruler of Taurus. So every zodiac sign is ruled or controlled or owned by a planet, and the planet that rules Taurus is Venus. Okay, and Venus influences like food.
Okay.
And Taurus is the second zodiac sign. So a lot of the focus, Taurus focuses on our mouth. One of the things, what goes in and what comes out. So food, if you have any issues with food, so that could be and that could overeating. I want to say I wouldn't say undereating, because that's not Taurus. People who have Taurus energy, they usually like food, and they like good, like they would be more like the foodie type. They love a lot, and they like good, because they focus on like the luxuries of life. That's Taurus. Okay. That's what I have. So if you have any issues with emotional eating, overeating, mind eating, anything like that, you want to be aware of that during this month, during the next 30 days, because it could come up in a way. And if it does come up, you don't want to make yourself feel guilty. You want to see, okay, well, what's underneath me feeling like to, do what I'm doing. I need to overeat or overindulge, or, things like that. You want to see what's underneath it. And I believe that'll really help us. And I think a lot deal with mindless eating, overeating, more than we think. Because just because you're not overweight, it doesn't mean that you don't deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just something to be aware of. See what else? Taurus, neck and the throat, vocal cord. I almost got real kind of vocal cord.
Vocal cord. Okay. I ain't know I had those in there.
So something that I deal with, because break it down real quick. Okay, so something I deal with is thyroid, and that's because in my chart I have Taurus in my 6th house, and health. So Taurus issues really affect really affect me because it's already in my house of challenges and obstacles and healing and diseases. And so, well, sickness more than diseases. So you want to be aware of thyroid, and what's at the root of thyroid issues is another connection with Taurus, which is feeling stable within yourself, feeling independent within yourself, not depending on anyone else, depending on yourself. You want to stay balanced, and you want to stay balanced and know that you can take care of yourself. You want to make sure things are stable and that you have the power in you to make sure things in your life are stabilized, especially money. Especially Taurus in the second house represents value. So you want to make sure you're valuing yourself. You want to make sure that you have confidence, because that's another thing that Taurus in the second house represents. Everything that has to do with the self, like self-confidence, self-value, self-love, all those things. That's going to help you with Taurus-related health issues. So that also includes thyroid. I don't want to get too deep into that because that's my thing. But also like sore throat, you want to watch out for that. If you're a singer, if you're a speaker, you want to watch out for pay attention to your throat. Sure, that is picture's so cute. But you want to make sure that your throat is soothed, that you're taking care of it, things like that. Taurus represent hearing, so you want to make sure Taurus represents the face, so it represents ears and it represents your nose. So if anything's going on with those, you want to make sure that one of my daughters is having her ears, so that just made me think about that. So you want to make sure that you're taking care of that, because God is trying to tell you something. Let's see what else. Okay, so Taurus represents routines, right? So Taurus in the second house represents our daily routine, and some people think it's the sixth house that represents your daily routines, but it's the sixth house is your daily work. Your second house represents your daily routines, period. And so you want to make sure that you're taking care of your health in your daily routines, because a lot of the time we have to focus on like eating what we know we're supposed to eat consistently, exercising consistently, drinking our water consistently, things like that. We want to focus consistency in our daily routine when it comes to our health, and that's another thing that can help us with Taurus. And let's see what the last is. Yeah, the last is also food related, and just making sure let's say you don't have allergies, let's say you don't have an issue with overeating. It's still focusing on food, so you want to make sure that your diet right. You want to make sure that your diet supporting whatever you needed to support for you specific. Make sure you're getting that right during these next 30 days. And basically that's all I share about Taurus and health and taking control of it.
That was great. Thank you so much. I know I have my Vedic sign is in Taurus, so all of that applies to me, especially like the emotional eating and all of that. And I've dealt with so much. Even though I had my weight loss surgery 10 years ago, I still have to be mindful of so much. And I actually have been dealing with I don't want to say depression, but I think sadness, as I put up some weight back on, because I take prednisone, having cancer, but just different things. And I was recently in the mirror and I was just like, man, you're not where you be. But I just have to be mindful of always my eating, always where my mind is when I eat. I do enjoy food. I don't love food the way I used to, but I definitely do still enjoy it. I am always about the luxurious things in life, about everything. But so I just, all of that just really did apply to me. So I appreciate that, and being mindful definitely for the next 30 days. Because I do want to still meet my goals, despite my health.
Right.
So that's really heavily been on my mind, actually, in just the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that because the sun has been in Taurus for the last that's probably why.
So thank you for that, Shantali. So actually this month, the whole month of June, focuses on entrepreneurs, and we are the people who do it for ourselves, who make it happen for ourselves. And so one of the things that Shantali is a business coach. And so, Shantali, let's talk branding. Let's talk about what it means to get into branding. So I'm going to ask you some questions. Is branding the same as marketing?
No.
So a lot of people think that is the same thing. Why is branding so important for those of us who are own our own business?
The way I think about the difference is branding is who you are, and as an entrepreneur and as a business, and marketing is building buzz about what you're doing and what's coming up. It's building curiosity about that and getting people interested in what you're doing and what you're selling and what's going on. So branding, why I love branding so much is because I'm a unique person, and I help people accept and bring out what makes them unique so they can stand out in whatever market that they're in. So branding is all about making sure that who you are as individual comes out your individual business, and that for me it's important that I understand what your purpose is, what your skills are, especially what makes you unique, because that's part of my purpose. So I don't it's a lot of, it is a such thing as brand mark, but overall branding who you are as a business, the parts of your personality that you're bringing out and putting out first to your audience, and marketing is about basically just basically building a buzz and getting people curious about what you're doing.
All right. So you can share with us about branding and why it's important for entrepreneurs to get into brand.
Oh, well, branding is important now because it's so easy. Well, brand always been important, but it's important, especially right now, because it's really easy to start. And some people starting business now. But what makes people want to spend their money with you and trust, it has a lot with your personality and what's neat and what makes you stand out against the other people in the same field as you. For example, I'm a person, when I do brand strategy, I'm looking at your Vedic astrology chart. That's what makes me stand out. And when I ask people like, why did you choose me above over everybody else who you could have chosen, because it's a lot of brand strategy.
Right.
So I asked them so I could understand, like, why choose me specific. The main two reasons is because you're black, and then the second reason is because I use Vedic astrology. That's what makes me stand out, because that's unique to me. I use Vedic astrology in almost every area of my life. And so I use Vedic astrology to help me create my brand. So I realized I could use that to help others. And I didn't know that it was I thought it was just something I was trying out. I didn't know so many other people was going to be like, well, yeah, I want to do that too. But because I didn't have any other choice, because that's just me. And when I help create their brand, I'm focusing on, what is just you, what is so inherently you that can infuse into your brand, that you can bring out in your brand now, so that the people that you are meant to attract will automatically attract, because you're being who you are,
Right.
and your audience will attract to that. So I've been able to meet so many people who I really resonate with, because they focus on the holistic part of business, and they focus on the spiritual part of business, and they attract to me because there's so in them that resonates with me, and that's why I like branding, because you get to help people build their audience persona and really help them connect with an audience that celebrates them. And I think that it was a mindset where people were like, well, if I get into business where I have to be this way, I got to be masculine, I got to I got Dale Carnegie, I got like, you feel like you got to be all these people who were big in business, and it's like, no, you don't have to be a certain way, you just need to be who you are, and just bring it out, because there's other people out who will connect, and you can help by being who you are and by telling your story. And that's what I love about brand, and that's why I love about Vedic astrology. I'm able to look in your chart and say, this is your purpose that you were born with. These are your skills. These people would connect with you the most, and people who in the past might have felt like they had conformed or be a certain type of way that they just feel like business people are, can kind of feel relief that they can just be who they are. Because I rejection so much. A lot of people that come to me, they've dealt with rejection, and it's just the confirmation that everything that you thought that should have been and should have brought out is who you should have brought out. But I'm firm with you through intuition and through my gifts and through Vedic astrology that it's okay to be who you are and bring that out in your brand and make money, because there's other people out there who will connect with you and resonate with you just for being who you are. So that's why it's important to build a brand. That's what makes it so important, because because when I first started doing brand strategy, doing brand, people were just like, didn't want to tell me anything. They just want to be like, this is what I want to do. Like, show me a picture and be like, create a brand. And I'm like, oh look, or like tell me 2 or 3 words and like create a brand. Like I don't like doing that, because that's not
Right.
what branding is about. And then you're gonna put yourself out to somebody that I created for you, for you to be out. I'm not creating no brand expression. I don't know, and then giving it to you and be like, give this to these people. I'm not that don't feel right. So I have sessions with people and I talk to people, and we go through our sessions when we talk about what is your goals, what is your purpose, what do you want to do, what is your vision, what are your values, what's important to you, and what's unique to you, because I know that that's a part of personal growth and personal development that's going to help you with your business and your brand, because it helped me and it's helped so many other people to just accept who you are and push that out. So I felt like I was talking for like 5 hours.
No.
You are. You good.
It was a good little mini workshop though. That was really really good, and I think it answered one of the questions I was going to ask, which is I think sometimes when people get into not knowing where to start, because there's so many resources, should you hire someone to help you or just do it yourself?
What's important for me is like the main reason people come to me is because they have a lot of and they have a lot of ways that they can go in their business, and they just need the clarity and direction to be like, okay, this is what you need to do and this is how you need to do it. And there can be a lot of overwhelm there, and what slowed me down and delayed me a lot was the same thing, having a lot of ideas where I could do this, that, I could do this, and that stuck for years if you let it, just the ideas, like I got this idea, and then you don't do nothing with it because you don't know how to take the first step and you don't have a clear direction as to what step you should take, so just that, having that burning in your heart that there's something that I want to do to help people, but I just don't know how to, that moves me, because I know I had that feeling, and a lot of people that come to me just know like I have this thing and I really want to help people, but I have no idea how to get started. And that's why I like me and giving that relief, and saying, well, these are the steps that you need to take, and give them one thing. This is what you need to do. These are the steps you need to take, and so you can move forward and move out of that place of stuck, and then that gives you a sense of hope and relief and purpose, that it's not just you thinking that you can do something. Now you have a clear path, a clear way forward, and that really gives people hope.
And I think because I'm a life coach and a transformational life coach, and actually narrowing my niche, I'm more of a mindset coach because I do with everything inside out, and working with other coaches. They even tell you every coach needs a coach. Everybody needs somebody to help you, because you can get stuck, and most of us have multiple ideas. Very few people can just jump in and just go and just get there. And I think even the people that can do that, you still need someone to just bounce ideas off of, someone just to help encourage you. I just think it's helpful, and maybe you don't need a year's worth of sessions. Maybe you just need that one good consultation. Like I have a friend, I'm actually using her to help me restructure my pricing and all that stuff, and like she's really good with she has like a 15-minute session. It's usually free, because sometimes you just need that one person just to answer a couple session questions, just to kind of get your feet a little bit wet. Then there's a 30-minute session. Sometimes it's just that one initial session that you need. Sometimes it's 3 months, sometimes it's 6 months. So sometimes you don't need that forever, but everybody needs, I think, something. I think that's helpful. Why do we need to be our own brand? I guess you kind of answered it, but I find that when you think, well, that's a simple question, everybody knows that. It's one thing I'm learning. Everybody don't know it. Everybody don't got it. Why
Before
is
I
it
answer that,
important for you to be your own brand? Why is it important for you to sell yourself, present yourself?
okay, it's important for you to present your brand the way that you are, the way that you think, the way that you show up in the world, because that's going to create authenticity and consistency and longevity. That's one. The other is it's important for you to show up in the world in your field as your own brand, because there are people out there who are similar to you, who
Right.
need that inspiration, who need that motivation, and who need to say, I relate. And that's why it's so important to be who you are, because the worst thing possible is having clients do not like who you do not resonate with. You just ready for it to be over, because I've had that,
Mhm.
and it's just like I'm so ready when this contract is up, I am gonna throw myself a party because I am ready to get through it. So like the more honest you are with who you are, and like who you want to work with and who you don't want to work with, that's going to create longevity. It's going to help you feel a lot less burnt out, less worn out, and it's going to give you because it's like, I have clients who I'm like, well, I can't wait to talk to this person, because this person, I have so many clients help teach me things that I'm
Mhm.
interested in about, like this lady who I was just working with earlier a couple of hours ago. She's a holistic business and career coach who helps people navigate their careers in a way that's less masculine and more focusing on not burnout, focusing on work-life balance, and things like that. And then last, I worked with a lady who focused on help bring out their feminine energy, and it's like I'm able to enjoy my clients because I put it out there that I'm a person who is spiritual and likes dealing and likes working with people who are spiritual too, and focus on the subconscious mind and health and wellness and things like that. When I had to do like landing pages for like people who fix refrigerators, that
Oh my
That
gosh.
don't even
I
sound
had
like
to
that
hurt.
you want to do.
That sounds painful.
that was so crushing. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
So like it's a big difference in what you can be, because how do I even write for, like, it was so hard to write a landing page for someone to fix refrigerators, or do or does things that's not in alignment with who you are or what you want to do.
Mhm.
So it's really important for audience and longevity to make sure you're in alignment with that.
I agree. I was thinking the other reason why it's important to be your own brand is my husband is in media, and we are in so many different very largely professional settings, and when you're in these very corporate places and groups where there's so many different people, or so many people who are doing a lot of the same things or similar things, you also have to set yourself apart, and you also have to be ready to sell yourself very quickly, because so much is going on. There's so many different people around you. So when people are asking who you are and what you do, you got to be able to say it quickly, say it boldly, and be memorable. And if
Mhm.
you're not your own brand, you're just a person in the crowd.
Yeah.
And so I'm not trying to be there as just Mike's wife. I'm my own. He has a career, and he works for a company, but I'm an entrepreneur, so I have to stand out for sure in my own way, and not just be there as arm candy or just as his wife, but be who I am. And so you have to be able to do that and make an impact.
Yeah.
So and that takes practice. It takes for sure knowing who you are, and being ready. So that's for sure why you need to be to be your own brand, because you're not sponsored, you're not working for a company, you are the company. You're the CEO, the CFO, the administrator, the secretary, you're everybody. So you have to be able to do that confident in that, when you're doing it. You don't have a 15 minutes to say yourself. Sometimes you only have 15 seconds, and people
Yeah.
need to be able to remember you. So really quickly, can you give us some tips on how to brand yourself, and are there any good free
Free.
resources out there. Because some of them jokers are expensive. But
Yes.
we all about FRE.
Free 99.
Um, So the process I use is first you have to understand what your purpose is for your brand. You have to understand your brand purpose. Then you have to understand your brand vision. Where do you want to go? Where do you see your brand in the next 5 to 10 years? Then you want to focus on what your mission is and that how you're going to carry out your vision. Because it's one thing to have a vision. A lot of people, that's like the main thing the easiest thing for them to talk about is what they want. Where they see themselves in 5 years. But then it gets real when you talk about, okay, what is your mission? How are you going to make manifest or make your vision a reality? And that's your mission. Then you want to get clear on your brand value, because that's the thing that's going to help you with consistency with your brand is knowing what your brand values are, what's important to your brand, what you value as an entrepreneur. So that customer service, it could be customer service. A lot of people say customer service. They say quality, things like that. Those are kind of generic, but you want to get down to the heart of things, like what really value. Do you value spirituality? Do you value mindset, like you said? Do you value like leadership, things like that? Like what do you value as a brand? Because your brand values are going to help you connect with your audience. Value the same thing. Then after that, you want to understand, like I said, what makes you stand out, because that's fun. Because there's so many people who are entrepreneurs now, it's going to be important to help you understand how you stand out in the field that you are in. And that's your unique value proposition, your unique selling proposition. Then you want to get clear on your message, like what message do you want your audience to know? Like if there was one thing that you wanted your audience to know about who you are and why you do what you do, you want to make sure that comes out in everything that you say in your brand. Then there's your brand identity. So that has a lot to do with like how you show up in your brand, what you look like, talk, your tone of voice, the way you dress. That's your brand identity. And then you want to focus on your brand expression. So that's like your logo, your fonts, your colors, things like that. That's your brand expression. A lot of people start, which is backwards.
Okay, that's true. Very backwards. I didn't think about that, but yeah, it is.
Because where do the colors come from? For me, like the colors have to have a meaning. So you can't just start with colors unless you just have color that mean. If it means something to you, that's something different. But that's what I would say. There's a lot of different parts, but I would start with that part. That's what I do with. That's the basic things that I help people get started with their brand. So those are the steps I would say to take.
Okay. And can you share with us some free resources?
I would like, but a lot of
the best ones we got to pay for.
Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah. I found that out too when I got into editing.
True.
It's like you could find something free, but
free for 7 days,
or it's free, and you gonna know it's free because what you want to do, you can't do. So,
well, that's a good point you just shared right there. That if you really want to be successful, free is not even the best option. You're gonna have to invest in yourself.
It doesn't have to be $5,000, but you might have to put a 20 or so down every once in a while.
Okay, ladies, there's like a tornado starting to roll through Greeley, Colorado. So we're going to get toward the end of the show.
Let's truck along. Let's truck along, Dorothy.
So that was really good, Shantali. Thank you so much. Like that was truly, truly, really enlightening. I got a lot out of it. I need to give you a call later on. I need to make me an appointment. I need my business coached.
Yeah, and just like you were saying, like every coach needs a coach. That being an entrepreneur can be like really because you have all these thoughts in your head and you have all these things that you want to do, but most of the time it stays with you because a lot of people don't have the luck of being able to connect with other entrepreneurs. Right. So it can feel kind of lonely and isolating, and it means so much for people just say what's on their mind and say what they've been thinking. because a lot of it's been years and be thinking things, but to finally say it to somebody else to get out your head can make a big difference.
Right. And you made a good point that at this juncture, so many people are entrepreneurs now where it wasn't that way. I would say even 15, 20 years ago. And even just pandemic, everybody's a life coach, right? In some form or some form of a coach. It was like, since everybody was at home, everybody went and got certified. So when I was talking to a friend of mine that's a life coach, and I got my life coach certification and I want to go deep. So I went into really the transformation life coach is what I really wanted. But I was just like, well, let me go ahead and do life coach because everybody was a life coach. And then she was the one that said, you need to specialize in something. But when I got the transformation life coach certification, I realized that was a field that had have its own niche, and that's like, well, what are you going to do with that? So that actually has like 8 different directions to go with it, because transformation is from the really works on going from the inside out. On different than life coach. So that's why I really work with mindset and helping you really see who you are starting from that viewpoint and how you look at life. And so I really enjoy that, and honestly even realizing that I work with women more than men. So even like Shanta was saying, like you have to keep narrowing that down and looking at your demographic and who's your audience and all that. That takes time. Like you just can't jump into I have an idea and then just go out there and say I have a business, I'm gonna make this money. Like it takes some time to do that. So Angelique, this is Audiobook Appreciation Month, and I listen to audiobooks, but you listen up to some audiobooks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't you share with us some of your favorite books and tell us what's trending right now in the audiobook world. What can be looking for in the different genres or not? Maybe we'll hold it back from.
Okay, so I'll start with what I'm listening to and what I plan to listen. There's a few. I had to pick some select ones because I have a lot of stuff on my list. But I am currently finishing up the 3rd book in the U series, and I'm about to start the 4th. It was a book series, and they made it into a Netflix series. So I'm about to go into the 4th book of that. It's a story. It is a journey. I don't know. I don't think either one of y'all ever watched that was based off the books on Netflix.
I heard things about it. I never saw it.
Yeah, so it's about a guy who how do I phrase it? He is a stalker who keeps quote unquote falling in love, and then oopsie doozies, I killed you because oops, you
was that the series?
You made me mad. Yeah. Yeah.
He kept saying I was gonna watch it, but every time you tell me about it, I was like, yeah, I'll get back to that.
Yeah, he has a lot of oopsie doozles murders.
Oopsie doodle, I murdered you.
Like, oh snap, darn it. I did it again. Yeah. It's not funny, but it's just like, that's kind of like his mindset is like, I did it again. I didn't mean to do it again. It's like, I mean, you don't accidentally keep doing this, sir. But anyway, I'm about to go into the 4th book of that. I've listened to this. Oh, just so anybody that hasn't read it, that's by. But yeah, that's the 4th season of that. But the 5th, that last Heads Will Roll by Kate McKinnon and Emily Lynn. That's on Audible. It is hilarious.
That's an audiobook?
It is like they classify it as an audiobook, but it's never been a book, a physical. So they made it specifically for audio, but it's still considered an audiobook. But it's hilarious. It is. I've listened to it a couple times. It's funny. And they actually has they have Meryl Streep, Tim Gunn, Peter Dinklage, Fab Five from Queer Eye as does voices in it. There's a lot of big names.
Oh wow.
So and Kate McKinnon is she's the queen of the night realm. And then she has like a little ditzy little minion. That it's not for kids. So don't even have your children near in ear. Just keep them over there. But it's very good. Bob the Drag Queen is in it. He does voice work in it.
All for Bob.
So it's Chris Redd is in it. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of.
Okay.
There's a lot of good voice work in it. Hilarious. 2 books that I plan to read. They're not new, but they're just stories I want to read are American Gods and the Anansi Boys, both by Neil Gaiman.
Okay.
Those two I want to read. I started watching American Gods, I just haven't finished it. He's the same guy that did the books for Sandman that's on Netflix. Coraline, I guess there's a bunch of he's done a bunch of stuff that you probably know, you just don't know. But those are two that I'm planning. That's on my list. What is currently trending that I picked is a lot, especially if you go to all the different platforms. They kind of have different. A lot of top ones. I will say it's an author that was at the top of a lot of lists, but in my opinion, her books are horrible.
Okay.
But she sells a lot of them. Huh?
I wasn't expecting.
They just are not the best. I mean, they're like they're like considered like romance, but it's a lot of like this extremely horrible man, and the woman is like essentially, but I can fix them, and then somehow they live quote unquote happily ever after. And it's like, but would they though? And or should they? No. They really shouldn't be at all. They shouldn't be in the same town, the same state. But that's not gonna say her name. With a lot of people love her, but I'm like, okay. But she's at the top of the list. I'm gonna just say her first name. I think it's Colleen Hoover. It's Colleen Hoover. If you like,
That sounds like the last name too.
I know, really.
Oops, it slipped out. If you like romance, those types, she's a bestseller. She's on the top of the list. Do what you will with this. But it's the one that I was actually interested in.
After you drug her through the mud.
She showed up on several different lists and like multiple books. So it was like, okay, she's there. But congratulations on your writing journey. But so some of the trending in fiction one of them is called The Cruel Stars by John Birmingham. That is a sci-fi fantasy. Red, White, and Royal Blue, that I know people a lot have heard that was on Amazon Prime. That was on Amazon. But the book is top of the chart. Happy Pride. It's an adult romance novel. So again, maybe read it alone. If that's your flow. Think Twice by Harlan Coben. I actually read a couple of his that are very good. And he got 7 or 8 shows that are on Netflix right now, and more coming. So I mean, another person that's just okay. I see why he has the top of them. But so he has a few, but his writing is very good. His are more like mysteries and thrillers. It's still in fiction, but it's mystery. And if you like those type of books, he writes. In nonfiction, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Frickle-Mackle. A Counterintuitive Approach to Living a Good Life by Mark Manson.
I've heard of that. I heard that was it.
That's still true. The Body Keeps the Score, Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma by Bessel A. Vanderkolk. The name. I'm going to list these, so if y'all don't know what I'm saying, they'll be listed. And Atomic Habits, An Easy and Proven Way to Build Good Habits and Break Bad Ones by James Clear. That's some nonfiction. Also in biography, I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. That is on my list to read as well. It's of her very good thing. I just not mentally there yet, Jeanette. Just not. I know it's gonna be because she does the voice reading for it too. So I know this is gonna be. Woo, it's gonna be a journey. But I've heard anybody that I've heard talk about it says it's very, very good. So I do want to. I might just have to switch.
That's the little girl from Nickelodeon, right?
iCarly.
iCarly.
That's all the same.
That was her biggest role.
Not the little girl.
Really?
Well, listen, I had aged out by the time she came.
Yeah, I was well aged out, but that's like her biggest role. But yeah, that's her. And then she was a Cat and something. The one the show she was in with Ariana Grande. That's she was in that one.
Yeah,
I can't remember that. The girls watched.
Yeah. Another biography is Bits and Pieces, My Mother, Brother, and Me by Whoopi Goldberg. That's currently trending.
I absolutely intend to get that one. Yeah.
Yes. And The House of Hidden Meetings, a memoir by RuPaul.
Yeah, I'm getting that one too.
Currently trending. So again,
I think that may be in my Audible already. I gotta check.
I can't remember. So those are current biographies.
Is that in the last year?
I believe it's fairly recent.
RuPaul?
I believe it's fairly recent.
Oh, okay.
As far as best platforms that I think, just from what I know about and what I looked up, because I use kind of the same one. Of course, Audible. That's a gift. Spotify also has audiobook. The only thing I don't like about Spotify is you only get 15 hours a month, which I'm like, what? It's some books that are 9-10 hours, baby. Half the time though. Google has audiobooks. Some are free. They have some that are free, some you have to pay for. So, but they don't have a membership, so that's good. If you don't want to deal with a membership and just want to go book by book. And then YouTube has audiobooks, but a lot of them are in the public domain. So like they have like Sherlock Holmes, because a lot of those books have been in public domain ever in a day. But they do have audio. That's what's currently happening in the audiobook game right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
That's a bitch. You welcome.
All right. I would like to say, because I know I listen to Kevon and his wife, and she listens to audiobooks a lot, and saying especially if you have children or people with sensitive ears, you definitely want to make sure you look at the rating on the book, especially if you're going to have something just blasting through your house.
Yeah.
Because books have ratings like movies have ratings or TV shows, and yeah. Just
like when I first started listening to the You series, I just had it playing on my computer while I was working, and I was like, "Ooh, I gotta put my headphones on because it's some swears, it's some swear words,
it's some swears,
it's some swears." I was like, "Ooh, Lord, it's loud, it's loud." I don't know how to hear me. I feel so guilty. My grown self, like, "Ooh, somebody gonna hear me cussing." But yeah, they do. It's obviously every platform is very clear. You can mark where you want to, rating wise. Yeah. But yeah, it's whatever. If they're saying it's for adults, they're very serious.
All right. Thank you, Angelique.
You welcome.
June is also about rebuilding your life. We're halfway through the year, like we talked about earlier. And so this is a time to reset. So we definitely looked at resetting in April for spring, but this is a time where we can look at our lives and look at what needs to be rebuilt. And I don't like using the word fix. And I've talked to my therapist a couple of times. But sometimes some things are broken, need to be mended and put back together. So we're going to step into the coach's corner real quick. Step in here with me. And so sometimes we'll be in the coach's corner with me. Sometimes we'll be in the coach's corner with Chantalie. But this is a part of our podcast that we're going to adapt. And then sometimes it'll be a different coach. But we definitely want to be about empowering you, encouraging you, inspiring you. And so I just want to talk to you about rebuilding your life. And so all of us, I think, come to a point in their life about, we have to look at rebuilding and resetting. So first thing I want to encourage you is to look at what got you to the place that you feel like your life needs to be rebuilt, right? Because before you get into, I just need to fix my life or overhaul, you need to face what got here. I remember the first time I really started working with my therapist, that was the first question she asked me was, okay, well, what brought you here? And I was almost offended. Like, that's your job. But truthfully, it's a personal journey. So it's not the professional's job. It's a personal journey. So we have to face what got you to that place. Sometimes it's a major life change. It could be a loss. Sometimes it could be any type of triggering. But you have to face that and deal with that before we can get into building something up. You have to figure out what's broken us down and got you to that point. And it's not always huge, but it's happened is what we have. And so once you can face it, then we need to focus on the good things that are in your life. A lot of times we're so focused on the bad things that we don't realize there's still some good that's in your life. There's still some good that's happening in your life. Dealing with people, even dealing with myself, a lot of times we feel the whole house is burning when we smell smoke. When a lot of times it's just a small fire, it's just smoke, but we're just like, oh my God, everything's being destroyed. We tend to speak in absolutes. Everybody doesn't like me. Everything is happening. My whole world is falling apart. Everybody's left. And usually it's just not that. May amplify, we exaggerate. And so the first thing you need to do before we even look at what needs to change is what's still good. Number one, you're still alive. You're still breathing, still here. Even if you feel like most of my family's not in me, I just went through a divorce, I just lost my job. We need to stop and deal with the first things first. Still have my life, my health, my breath. My husband's not here. I still got my kids. What is it that you still have? What is it that you still have that's good? I don't care if it's one thing. I just woke up this morning. We're going to deal with the good. You have to focus on the good. I promise you, if you deal with one, then 1 becomes 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8. Let me stop before my multiplication embarrassment. What I'm saying is, I have a stopping point, I promise. But I promise you, you will find more good than the bad. So when you smell smoke, don't stop and say the whole house is burnt. Make sure that when you identify smoke, you find out where the smoke is coming from and just deal with it. So focus on the good that's happening before we deal with what's bad. And then be specific about the good, and then be specific about what needs to change. And that alone. Don't clump everything into everything. We don't want to get in the habit of speaking of absolutes, like I'm saying, everything, all of them, everyone. No. We need to be specific. Take responsibility for what you need to do. In our life, we tend to get very full in everyone or what other people have caused or what something else. But when you are really focused on working on yourself, it's about working on yourself. You're going to rebuild your life, rebuild your life. So even if my relationship ended, my heart is broke. Okay, but what do you still need? What do you still need to work? If it's fixing yourself, then it's fixed. If it's I've gained all this weight, I can't fit all my clothes, then well, change your diet. You need to change your habits. You need to change. What is it that you need to change? It's not because people in my house cook all this horrible food, but who fed you though? Nobody forced food down you. It's we cannot. A lot of people are so used to blaming other people instead of accepting responsibility for what they need. Yeah. So we deal with a lot of women. So a lot of women are so used to blaming the man for something else instead of just what do you need to fix about you? You can cry. I'll never forget when my ex-husband left me, and I was so angry. And my sister Shantali said, you get 48 hours to eliminate out. And you can holler, you can yell, you can scream, you can cuss, you can break stuff. Then I expect you to pull yourself together and move on and handle it. That was the best advice anybody could give because, listen, I had a lifetime of blame that I could have put on this human being. But at the end of the day, I had to move forward. I had children to raise. I had a life to live. I had a business to run. I had a me. You have to be responsible and take responsibility for yourself and be accountable, right? Yep. Number 3, be patient. You didn't get here overnight. The house didn't fall apart overnight. You ain't gonna build it up overnight, right? So a lot of times we'll say, well, I had one therapy session, I should be better. I prayed to God this one time, I should be better. I cried it out last night, I should be better. Why do you think so? You didn't get here overnight, so you're not gonna get better overnight. It's a process. Sometimes even the building up process may be a little bit the falling apart process, but it's a process. Let the process happen. In fact, enjoy the journey. Be patient and let it happen. Change or expand your circle. And this is something I really had to learn, right? Some of us want to be friends and stay friends with the same people we had since we was 5 years old. Listen, everybody that you start the race with, you are not gonna finish it. You shouldn't even expect because you're evolving and growing. People that you're around should change too, right? So change your circle. You should want to be around the person that you desire to be. So when you're wanting to rebuild yourself, then you should expect your circle. If you're staying around the same people that you're around when your world fell apart, you can't expect change from yourself. So as my life changes, then the people I'm around change. That automatically makes things better. And that's a beautiful thing. I absolutely love it. I seek out people that are different. I can't even imagine what my life would be if I was around the same people that I was around 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago. I would be nowhere near where I am, right? Practice self-care. You can't expect people to make you a priority if you don't make yourself a priority, right? It amazes me, especially when I hear it from females. I hear it from males too, but I hear it from females when they're always saying to other people that they're not making them a priority. You're not making me a priority. You don't call me. You don't take care of me. You don't look out for me. Why should anybody else do it if you don't? So practice the stop, look, listen method. Take time to stop in your life. Look at yourself from the inside and out. Sometimes to stop and look in a mirror sometimes. Look at your hair. Look at your body. Look at your clothes. Stop, look, and then listen to your spirit. Listen to what's going on around. And then do you need to rest? Do you need to meditate? Do you need to take yourself to the spa? Do you need a massage? Do you need to quiet the noise around? Do you need to go to Starbucks with a friend? Do you need to talk to somebody? Do you need to stop and listen to some music? Do you need a shopping day? Whatever that is. Do you need to pray? Do you need to scream? Sometimes just a good holler will help you out. I'm trying to tell you. Whatever that is, do that. Set goals for yours. Now, we'll be talking about goals constantly, but here's what's important. Set realistic goals when it's dealing with rebuild. When I talk about setting realistic goals for yourself, because sometimes people set goals for themselves that they know there's no chance in the world that they're going to reach. Because they set insane goals. If your goal for yourself is lose 250 pounds in the next 30 days. I mean, seriously, set real goals. Lose a pound a week, 2 pounds, lose 2 pounds in 30 days. Go to bed on time. Set a goal that you know you're going to, and you want to set goals that make you want to achieve them and celebrate. This is about your rebuilding, so it's a brick by brick. These aren't huge, necessarily life-altering goals as far as big monumental things. These are things that are just moving the level and push. And then challenge yourself, learn something. So I just moved to Colorado 4 years ago. I literally moved across the country from the East Coast to the West. That was a huge challenge for me. But even in moving across the country, because my husband's life and his world is so different from mine, I've done things in the last 4 months I've never done. I've pushed myself to do things that would normally, I would just say, nah, I'll sit this out, I'll ride this out. Number one, I've done it because I want to enjoy life with my husband. And two, I've just done things that I made up in my mind. I didn't want to keep being a person that said, I don't want to do this because I'm afraid. I want to do this because I'm getting older. I don't want to do this because I have cancer. I want to do this. I want it because my body has some physical limitations. I needed to push myself. So I have done things the last 4 months that have blown my own little mind, but the reward has been amazing. So do I have to soak my bones afterwards sometimes, or to lay in the bed afterwards sometimes? Absolutely. But I'm so happy after, and that's all that matters. And to be able to check things off has been great. So something as simple as I went to my first professional baseball. Sitting out in that heat didn't necessarily make me feel fabulous for almost 3 hours, but I got to do that experience and be in that moment. That was absolutely beautiful and amazing to me. Now, that it felt like I walked 10 miles tracking across that parking lot into that stadium. It felt like I walked up a million stairs, all those different things. The old me would have complained about. In fact, old me wouldn't have complained about it. I wouldn't have went. But so glad that I did it. I accomplished that. It took me 2 whole days to recover, and I would do it again. Absolutely. I'm so glad I did it. You know, those things, that's about me rebuilding my life, making my life brand new. And those are the type of things I'm telling you. Sit down and think about what's going to push you and what's going to be new for you. You know, I used to speak French. I told myself I need to learn, pick it back up on top of it. I want to learn Spanish. It's better to learn these things when you're younger. When your brain can absorb more.
A bit.
But I'm determined to learn this new language and reacclimate myself to language. So those different. And then practice healthy habits, which is eating correct, meditation, affirmation, getting adequate sleep, your work-life balance, going to therapy if you need it. Listen, learn to laugh, you know, relax.
Yes.
Just relax, take it easy, let it go. You know, some people are just way too uptight.
Yes.
Just I was thinking about that episode of A Different World. Relax, relate, release. Honey.
I say that so much. Yeah, it's something I even forget where I heard it, because I've been saying, I'm like, where did I watch? Because I've been saying it for so many decades, for years. I don't even remember where I heard it first. So yeah, I mean, it's a good. Relax, release. Well, I was feeling a little uptight the other day, and I watched stand-up Sal Volcano. I think that's how you say his last name.
Oh yeah.
From Practical Jokers. I watched it. I laughed through the entire thing. And it's like, and then when it was over, I just felt good and relaxed, and I was like, I can go to sleep.
That's really good laugh. And there's days that I will just put on Netflix and watch stand up after stand up after stand up, because I need to disengage from the world, from life, from stress. I set up my own comedy club. And
you know, obviously, just by saying some of the books and stuff and shows I like to watch, I like a good mystery. I like a good thriller. Sometimes, though, I don't want all that. I don't want to be thinking that deep. I don't want to be trying to connect strings and buttons. And I just want to laugh and turn my brain off for a couple hours and be chilling.
Right. And then lastly, which is something I'm working on, which is exercise. Just whatever that means for you. People have different, limitations and different things, but just move, get out of move. If you just walk, release your endorphins and move. So that's what I want to share with you all on building your life and working on yourself. And keeping you focused. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up our show. We've had a fun show, super fun show today. Yes. I have enjoyed every bit of it. I'm actually going to plug in one of my audiobooks. Now, Angela Gabby, want to listen to a good book since it is raining here and the wind is blowing. I might
Because
as
I
well
love
listen
to
to a good old
read,
book.
but I don't always want to read. Like, I don't want to,
Right.
like if I just want to relax or lay down, like I don't want to be trying to hold up my tablet trying to read or look on my computer. I'm
Right.
like, put on a good audiobook on my tablet or my phone and just you
There you
sit and
go.
you enjoy a good book.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And sometimes I don't want to watch, I don't want to watch TV.
Yeah.
So sometimes I do put on an audiobook for background noise. And so that does help as well.
Mhm.
My list of audiobooks, especially on Audible, is just shameful, honestly.
Because just the couple I picked out, I was like, I just wanted to pick out some good ones, but I was scrolling through so many. Some I had to go back and read the synopsis. I was like, I don't even remember why I got this book or what it was about.
Some of them I know I got them just because some of them I have on there because they're free. But
Yeah. But some I read the synopsis and I was like, oh yeah, that is interesting. I did want to read that. I even got a few series on there that I got, and I just have it. I'm like, I got them. I own them. Once you get them, they're yours for life. So I'll get around.
Right. Right. The last point I want to bring up before we give Chantilly gets ready to close this out is also release your need to be liked.
Oh my God.
That's different from accept. All of us
Mhm.
want to be accepted, and that's okay to want to be accepted. But when you need to be liked, that comes with the need to be validated.
Mhm.
And you shouldn't need to be validated from any other human being because that should come from within yourself. If you enter a room with an empty cup, you'll expect people to needing to fill it.
And they gonna put all whatever they wanted in that cup. Might be what you want to drink.
Right. People could be filling it with something you don't need to fill with. So you should enter a room filled with your cup already filled with enough to fill other people's cups. So, validation should come from within because you should have love for yourself. And we talked about self-care, but self-love is something totally different. And so when you're working on rebuilding yourself, the last thing I'll say is release the need, like building yourself up to where you love yourself and you care about yourself, you're complete on your own. So that it bothers on the relationship side when I think women say it more than men, but when I hear anybody say you complete me to the opposite sex, you are behind the 8 ball if you're in a relationship and this person completes you. What happens when they're gone? That's so wrong. Also, when you're in a platonic relationship and you are so clingy or so needy, where I used to have a female friend. If she called my house, I'd answer the phone. I called you. Where was you at? Excuse me, are we married?
I have cut people off so swiftly. Don't do that. Do not do that. We are both adults. And I'm usually only friends people that are my age. So
I don't need validation. I don't need qualification from any other person. I don't have expectation of any other person. There's no other person that exists in my life that if they wasn't there, I wouldn't feel I wasn't Leah at all. And I thank my parents for giving me that. Now I've gone through my moments where I have been there, but I've worked my way back to this. So I just encourage you in your if you feel like you need to be rebuilt, get yourself to the place, release the need to be liked by everyone, validated by anybody, completed or someone filling your empty space, and allow that to come from inside. Allow your spirituality to fix. And like I said, consider yourself to be a cup and not allow anybody else to fill your cup, so that when you enter any room, any space, that nobody else can fill your cup, you're already full. And have enough of you that when I enter a room, I got enough for everybody else in the room. I'm bubbling over, Give something out. Don't let other people put. You don't know what people put in your cup if you empty a room. Enter a room half full or empty. You don't know. People can be putting Kool-Aid in your cup, Sprite in your cup, Hennessy in your cup. You don't know. Yeah. So that's the last thing I wanted to share with you. I hope that encourages you. All right. It's as we wind down. It's summertime, and summertime means food, fun, and sweets and candy. So Chantilly, what's your favorite treat, and can you share with us about National Candy?
Okay. This is National Candy Month, and my favorite treat is, the first thing when you said it, I thought about Rice Krispie treat, but I really like pineapple. Like, I really like pineapple, like a lot. Like,
yeah. They can get you caught up. Especially you have a little frozen.
Oh yeah.
That is one of my favorite things to have and stuff.
What are y'all's favorite treats? Angie.
And it's funny because I'm like, I don't even really candy like that anymore. Like, I don't even buy it. It's a waste of money. Like, I used to give it to Dwight because I'm like, I'm not. But I would say if I'm having a treat, I actually start liking more Danishes and stuff like that when I want, or like a little small piece of cake. But give me something with some cream cheese frosted, and I'm good. that's just right. Oh, it's a carrot cake. Okay. Oh, it's a Danish. Thank you.
If you was gonna have a piece of candy, what candy would you?
Oh, if I was gonna have candy, sour candy. If I'm gonna go out of my way to buy some candy, it's either gonna be sour candy or Reese's peanut butter cup or something with white chocolate.
Ooh,
that's. I mean, that's if I'm gonna do it now. It's gonna be that. And that's it.
Go ahead.
Like that's my go-to. Like I don't even need a lot. Like I'm not gonna get bags and bags of it because I'm not gonna finish it because I'm just gonna get tired of it real fast. It feels. But just give me one little candy bar. Give me a little small little bag of something. Like, and I'm so happy. I'm a just happy little girl. But it's like every once in a while.
About lemon heads. When you say sour,
oh my gosh, yes,
that's OG sour and Sour Patch Kids,
yes,
and sour straw.
And I like Warhead
straws.
I like Warhead.
That's too much.
That's too sour for me.
I know.
Way yonder sour.
But I can only have so many of those because them things that have your tongue jacked all the way up, messing around eating a bunch of them. Because it's just whatever's in it, your tongue just starts feeling. If you eat too many. Like I found out when I was a lot younger, you eat too many, your tongue start feeling raw. So you gotta just pace yourself with the sour. You don't realize they got a lot of acid and stuff in them until your mouth fell off.
Okay, before we talk about the history of National Candy Month, Renee, what's your favorite?
I'm a chocoholic, like certifiable.
Yes.
But if I'm not eating, and I like milk chocolate and white chocolate. For sure, I do not like dark chocolate.
No, I've tried, and everybody all tries. It's the best.
It's the healthiest one too, so we got to learn to like the healthiest one.
I do not. Sorry, pass.
But if and my new thing is Hershey's has a thing called Hershey's Kisses has a Milk-a-lish. I'm borderline addicted to it, but I'm trying to not to go there.
What is that?
But if I was gonna eat candy, I still love Jolly Ranchers.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jolly Ranchers.
Let me some Jolly Ranchers in the green apple. Green apple watermelon. Every once in a while I like me a good Laffy Taffy.
Okay.
I think you can never go wrong with a Tootsie.
No.
See, I never really was a super candy person. I did like lemon heads. As a kid, I liked Boston baked beans.
I feel like I don't even know if those are the same. I still don't understand how those are the same company. Because them things taste horrible to me.
I like some Boston baked beans. I like the to me it was Kool-Aid in the straw. I used to take them down.
Pixie stick.
Yes.
Oh my God. They used to call that. I'm not gonna say the word because you two don't like it, but they used to call that crank for
what they
kids.
used to call it.
That's what I'm trying to think of the word, safe word I can use. Crank for kids. Wow. They because it kind of was. It kind of was.
No,
it literally was just sugar in a stick, and they sold it like it was something special. Your kids was freaking bouncing off roofs.
I don't know why I didn't think about it. From my day, the candy was some now and laters.
Oh yeah, they need to be now and later because you gonna eat them now and they gonna be in your teeth later.
When I worked at dinner a couple years ago, the convenience store around the corner sold now and laters, and I got hooked on them things for a good minute, but like a kid. When I was
and they
a kid,
actually weren't that sweet. Now I'm thinking about they just were. I don't know. Well, I haven't had them.
They was just the thing. It was just the thing to do. Now they have the chewy ones, and I'm just like, nobody wants a chewy now and later. You need to be able to bite into them things.
Yeah, no, really. You're supposed to feel accomplished.
Back in the day.
They don't make them. Remember a jawbreak? And you used to have to hold them things in your jaw.
Man, those were not meant to. You do not put them in your mouth. Okay, bite down. Go ahead. You about to go to emergency oral surgery. Them things You were supposed to suck on them for a little bit, put them back in the wrapper, and come back later. You gonna be busy for a minute messing with those.
Break your teeth if you want.
Mm-mm.
I used to love suckers when I was a kid, lollipops, but that is the last thing I really indulge in now.
Yeah.
But I'm more chocolate. I'll take about any chocolate bar. My favorite though bar, I think probably.
Oh, ain't nothing like a good. It is nothing like a good. I haven't had those I haven't had a taste in a minute. But
they make that in white chocolate.
Okay. Oh, I saw. And I saw it when I went to the store during the fast, and I was like, look the other way. Look the complete other way. Because he was like whispering. No, I saw they make a lot of white chocolate now because there's some recent stuff that's been white chocolate. They do a lot with white chocolate. At one point, it was just that cookies and cream Hershey for a long time.
Okay, so National Candy Month is an annual celebration observed in the United States during the month of June. It was first established in 1974 by the Confectioners Association to promote candy sales after the holiday season. Initially celebrated January, it was later to May and eventually found permanent place calendar in June. I wonder why they January to June.
That's
Probably too many holidays. Yeah. The primary purpose of National Candy Month is to encourage to enjoy and appreciate various type candy. During this month, candy lovers celebrate by indulging in their favorite treats and sharing their candy experiences on social media using the hashtag National Candy Month. The history of candy itself dates back thousands of years, with various cultures contributing to the development of sweet treats. Over time, the confectionery industry has evolved, leading to the wide variety of candies enjoyed by people today. National Candy Month serves as a reminder of the joy and delight that candy brings to people of all ages.
It does. I mean, a good little piece of candy does make it happy.
Because now I've just gotten married and I haven't been married in quite a while. Do you and your husband like the same candy? And if so, do you all have issues with sharing said candy or no?
Well,
because it's been a problem up in the Loud household.
For the most part, yeah. I don't know, we didn't, but I guess we didn't used to, but now we do. So I don't know what happened. Yeah, sharing. Well, no, but there's an understanding.
Okay.
Which one of y'all is understanding, you or him?
I think I understand the most.
I told Mom to do she needs to do a question on Facebook one day asking about couples who have to share their snacks when you're married, understanding. Because, Daddy never ate popcorn, and now all of a sudden, after close to 50 years, now he's eating popcorn. And I'm like, now, so, we just got married. And so, sometimes he'll just be like, okay, and he'll just take my favorite drink or my favorite snack, and I'm like, I didn't. And he's like, well, we married now.
Okay,
well, my snacks wasn't in the basket.
Look, let's calm down. We are getting out of control.
That's a whole different something else now. My chocolate and my snacks and my favorite sodas.
It's different if you get something for the house and it's something that's you specially only got one or two, and that's completely different. That's special. This is something you look at your mouth and ready and waiting for it.
So you all have been married 14 years? Yeah, I've only been married 4 months, so I'm still, like Mom said, I'm still too new. I'm having to deliver my tongue. I have to hum a lot. Just
you gotta find something totally different that you like. See, I like stuff cream cheese, like cheese dainty stuff and stuff like that. You don't like.
You know what? I thought I was doing the Jedi mind trick. Last time we went to the grocery store, I even asked him. I was like, "Do you like this type of stuff?" He's like, "No." But do you know that person was in my snacks the other day? And I was like, oh, you played me.
Not the okie doke. Not the okie doke.
You can get 2 of them.
Catch you with the okie doke.
Oh, Lord. We're going to have to do a marriage and snack. To add that to the wedding vows. Right. Anyway, it's been a wonderful show today, y'all. We thank you so much for being with us. You all have a wonderful beginning to your summer. Once again, happy birthday to our mom. Mom, you have a wonderful birthday. Pray that you have a wonderful day tomorrow as you celebrate your 25th birthday. I think it's a
And don't do the
miracle
math, nobody.
25 and your daughters are older than you, but that's just the beauty of you being you. Makes you you.
Make it special.
Yeah. Only you can change science
Only you.
and facts.
Only you. So from my heart to yours, thank you for allowing our family to be your family. I'm Leah.
I'm Shiny.
And I'm Angelique.
You have a wonderful June, a wonderful night. We will see you again in 2 weeks when we will live interact the Tony Awards. I will be live. Angelique will be covering with shorts, and Chantilly will be amongst us.
Be hovering around.
She will be in the mix.
But we will be covering our favorite show of the year, the Tony Awards. And then we will be back on that Friday, recap the Tony Awards. So follow us on that Sunday and then that following Monday or Tuesday when our show drops to find out what we thought about it. The Tony Awards are coming like in LA. So until then, have a good night.
Good night.